there's a lot of businesses out there, isn't there? There's just so many businesses that are for sale, and there's so many people that are looking for a business. And if you're actually going through the process yourself, or been through the process of looking for a business, it's just mind-boggling. You don't know what to get, you don't know what you can trust, you're not getting all the info, it's hard to get everything. It's just a real challenge to be able to then go and effectively buy a business. You've sort of got to be on a mission to be able to make it happen and get it done. So look, really what this is about here is just to share some insights with you how you can actually find a suitable business and also avoid some traps along the way that we've seen happen to others. So look, there's three parts to this here that I'll cover that I think sort of make up most of it that matters. And first part is we're going to look at yourself to find something that's suitable and avoid the traps. Yourself, we're going to look at your money, and then we're going to look at what a trusted broker can do for you. Okay, so first of all, with yourself, talking about suitability here, I reckon one of the main things to ask yourself before you go and look for businesses is to say, what are you actually good at? So where you're at in life and what you've done, what parts of business or work or life in general have you generally succeeded at? So if you've succeeded at it, you're probably good at it. Yep. So some people might say, oh, you're a real people person, right? So you might have just worked in a regular job doing something, but you know, you're active down at the local sporting club, you're involved in this and that, and you're involved in everything community-wise, and you've got a lot of friends and a lot of people know you. So that's what you're good at. You're great with people, and you're an outgoing person. You're a networker, and you enjoy the social side of people and knowing people and being part of something, part of a community, and contributing to that community. See? So that's something that you're good at. So how can you use that now to be able to then benefit if you're going into a business? How can that benefit your business? So that's the kind of thing what I'm getting you to look at here. So what are you good at? Or you might be good at marketing, you might be good at sales, or you might be good at numbers, you know, or you might be good at operations and ticking all the boxes and making sure it's all done right. Whatever it is, I think it's important to know 2 or 3 things that you're really good at and things that you enjoy. Another part is what you're experienced in. Because often just because you're good at something, if you move into an industry that you've got no experience in, it's risky. It can be risky. So there's no such thing as no risk, but it's something to be aware of. So I think if you've been experienced at something before, and if that is pivotal to the business that you might buy, well, that's good. You know, if you haven't been experienced at it before at all, and it's pivotal to the business that you might buy, that's bad. Yep, makes sense. So just think to yourself, what are you good at? What are you experienced in? The other part too is, I remember my, I think it was my auntie said, she had this saying, never marry a lazy person. So what's your work ethic like? Because if you're about to go into a business, your work ethic's really important. Now we all say we will work hard, right? And I think we all have an intention to. But as we know, some of us just inclined not to have that extra motivation as much as what others do. It's just the way it is. So I think you have to recognise that, and that's why I said here, look at yourself, recognise that. Because if that's the case, you know, be careful of the kind of business that you buy. Because if it's something that really, if the chips are down, it needs a bit of that extra energy, and it needs that extra focus, and you know you don't naturally have it in you, that's okay, but don't make it so that now it all hinges on you, because that is when it also becomes massively stressful if it's not part of your DNA to do that. So have a look at yourself first. Get an idea of this helps you find what's suitable. Next part is your money. So you need to know what income do you need, and you notice I've put in need. I didn't say want. There's no want, there is no limit. Yeah. What do you need as a minimum for you to be able to achieve what you need to and have the business that you've got function and provide financial benefit to yourself or your family or whatever the case may be. Yep, minimum, not maximum, minimum. You need to know what that is. And then I think when you're buying a particular business, it's good to allow for a 20% drop. So budget, be conservative. If the previous owners have made $100,000 a year for the last 2 years, I would look at it and say, okay, this is new to me, right? I'm good at this and I'm good at that and I'm okay with these things here, but this is new to me. So I'm going to take 20% off and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to assume that I'm only going to make 80. Now, that's fine because I might make 200, but I'm going to assume I'm going to make 80. Now, if 80 still gives me what I need here to be able to support my family or whatever my financial part is, if 80 is still fine, tick, tick, tick. That's okay. Because all I'm doing here is just putting some contingency in. So allow for a 20% drop, just in case. This is how you make a good decision and avoid the traps, right? Another part is, when you buy a business, you're going to be a lot more comfortable if after you've taken over and you've got a little bit of money in the bank, and you've paid your lease and that sort of stuff, your bond and that sort of stuff, if you've got $30,000 extra cash aside somewhere, a minimum of 30 somewhere. Because if something goes wrong, it's nice to know you've got that to draw on. Because if something goes wrong and you need to go to a bank, that's normally when they don't want to know you. Or you can get a high interest loan or something like that. It's nice to just see you've got a little bit of cash there if needed. So that's another thing I recommend. And the other part too is have a trusted broker. I think if you've got a trusted broker, find a business broker who you trust, you think they're a giver, they're actually happy to help and that sort of stuff. And there is definitely quite a few out there. You've just got to find them and open up to them, communicate with them, ask them for advice, ask them what do you think of this. Don't be shy about showing them a business that you're looking at with someone else and go, look, I'd like your opinion on this. I really trust the insights you can give me. Do that. You'll find that you'll get so much free knowledge as to how they can help you. And they don't mind if they're connected to you and you've got this good relationship where you're talking to them, every week over a 2, 3, 6 month time period. As long as you're not annoying them, but they'll tell you, or you'll get the gist if they are. It's just how you set the meeting up, have a discussion. I think that's really good. So that's the way to do it. You can find something suitable, avoid the traps if you can do these things here. And that's probably what I would suggest, and hopefully then you get a good outcome.